Right, time for some end panels. So we want the end panel to sit in this little space here between those rolled flanges and the weld tabs there. That little space there is going to fit our end panel nicely. So let's create that. We're going to do a sketch. So I'll click sketch, and now we need to say where we're going to draw the sketch. What plane or what flat surface are we going to sketch on? I want to sketch on the inside of these tabs here. So I'll pick one. It doesn't matter whether it's this one or this one or this one over here. So I'll just select this one for now. And you can see now it's given me that blue rectangle indicating where the sketch is going to be. So let's draw our rectangle that's going to form the sheet metal part at the ends of the toolbox. I'll look at it from the right, so we're looking dead square onto the part. And I'm going to use the rectangle tool. So we want to start it up in this corner, but I can't really see exactly what I'm clicking on there, so let's zoom right in. Okay, I'm going to click there to start the rectangle. I'll zoom out. I'm going to pan across, zoom out, pan across. Now let's work out where the bottom of the rectangle is. I could just randomly click here somewhere, but there's a lot of geometry going on there. There's a lot of individual points and edges and things, so I'm going to zoom right in so that I can precisely, you didn't even notice there was a gap there, did you? So that I can precisely select where I want the corner to be. So I'm going to choose that corner there. Let's zoom out and just check that all looks alright. Yep, so I've got that nice grey rectangle that's sitting inside the end of that box. That's a good start. So let's click the green tick there. What are we going to call it? We're going to call it base end sketch, because that is the sketch for the end panel of the base of the toolbox. Alright, so that's just a two-dimensional sketch. Let's turn it into a piece of sheet metal with this command here, sheet metal model. We have to thicken. Selections, we have to select the face or sketch region to thicken. So we're going to select this face or sketch region here. It's a sketch region. Now notice the orange outline here goes where you'd expect, except for over here. See how it's broken it up into two sections? So we just have to make sure when we select this that we also select this section here so that we get the entirety of that rectangle. And just check that your settings are still fine here. 0.7 millimeters is our thickness, and our bend radius is 1.5, and click the green tick. Now, as is good practice, we're going to rename that base and sheet metal. Right, so I want to do this same basic arrangement with a top flange and a return on this edge here. So it's the same process as we're familiar with. Let's create a flange. There we go. Now notice how this is interfering here. The new flange is sitting on top of the old one. So that's not good. That's not what we want. We want them to be at the same height. Why could that be? That's because my flange alignment is wrong here. I said outer before, and this one says inner, so let's fix that up. Let's change that to outer. Okay, now they're at the same height. That's good. But there's another problem. This new flange is too long. It extends out into the old flange. They're occupying the same space, and that doesn't work. So we want to create what's called a partial flange. Let's look at the whole thing. Create a partial flange, and you can see straight away it's shortened this end. Okay, so I can drag this and that will adjust the length of that flange. So let's have a look here. At the moment it's set to a distance. That's what this means here by blind. The end condition is a blind end. That just means you set to a particular distance, but I don't really want that. I want it to go up to an entity, up to an object. So I'm going to click up to entity, and then now I have to select an entity, which is going to be this surface here. That's where I want my new flange to stop. So there we go. I've clicked that, and the new flange will stop level with that surface there. Good. That's that end done. Let's fix up this end. Same thing again, we need the second bound, the second end limited, so the second boundary I suppose. Let's click that. We don't want this one to be blind, we want it to go up to an entity, just as before. Alright, so now we need to select that surface. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, as before, we need to set the width of that flange, the distance, 10 millimeters. Looking good. Let's click the green tick. That was the most complicated part of the job we've done so far. But we're not done. We need that return. So let's do another flange. Flange again. Here we go. Bring it down. Everything's pretty much right now. All we'll have to adjust is the distance. And if you change inner or outer, it's going to make very little difference to anything. It'll just determine the exact width of that flange. But I've set all the others to outer, so let's be consistent. Alright. That's a pretty nice looking toolbox end. That'll be enough for this video, so we'll stop it here and I'll see you on the next video.